Namaskar. Thanks to all of you for your kind cooperations in the journey of astrology. Today our discussion concentrating on Saturn, no doubt, but it is entirely different from our previous video related to Saturn. No doubt we are coming to the Kalpurush Kundali, the first house, second house, third house, and up to 11th and 12th house. And also the Upachaya Bhava, third house, 6th house, 10th house, 11th house. And exalted in Libra, own sign in Capricorn, and Mool Trikon in Aquarius will be discussed. But the difference is how native himself or herself cultivate himself or herself to get the goal of life through the karma, the pending karma of this life from the Parubdha karma, total Parubdha karma, which pending karma is there. That will be discussed. Here our point is how native becomes a wealthy person, honorable persons, also getting rewards in life. Saturn gives both punishment and rewards. Is the planet of justice. That's why it is exalted in Libra sign. Tarazu, the balance. But today's our discussion is more deeper. Sometimes people told what will be the remedy of Saturn. Saturn posited in 10th house. Saturn posited in Lagna. Saturn posited in 3rd house. Saturn posited in 8th house, 9th house. What type of remedial measures have to take? Here something is problematic. Actually, Saturn is not the part of remedy. The problem actually needs the remedial measures. And somehow when Saturn is connected, linked, combined, so the lordship of Saturn, Shani Maharaj coming into the play. And also the Hanumanji, the 11th avatar of Mahadev. That is very much beneficial for the remedial measures of Shani related problem, not the problem of Shani. Shani related problem, hardship should be theirs. Native may not get the destiny, native may not get the job, native may not success in business, native cannot recover from debt or from the illness also. All are theirs. So remedial measures always depends upon which problem native facing. So no doubt there may be linked certain Shani Maharaj, but we have to give the remedy about the problem, not the planets. Second point, we are always thinking about or talking something in D1 and D9 when Saturn is posited in 7th house or 5th house, also in some cases in the 10th house. Saturn gives some delay. Saturn is slow planet, so it may give the delay but not the denial. So Saturn also important in the marriage event. Not only D9 and D1, but also in the transit, Gochar, which planet is going, and where the Gurudev and the Shukradev is present for marriage. Is it locked or not? How locking will be unlocked? That is Mahadasha, Antardasha, and your remedial measures, problem related, marriage related, not Saturn related. Already we told Saturn within that, but problem is differ person to person. Now, our main connection in all videos are wealth. Saturn is main planet of karma karaka, karmic planet. Without karma, how can you get the wealth? How can you get the prosperity? How can you get the honor, the rewards, the punishment? So Saturn is everywhere. It is linked. We have to make our prejudice judgment. How Saturn is linked in the chart. Another point is that already we told marriage. When a seventh house Saturn is not posited, from fifth house giving no third house aspect on seventh house, still marriage is delayed. Why? Saturn is the karmic planet. When Saturn is very strong in the chart, it is not mandatory exalted, but strong in the chart. The native have inherent tendency to get the good government job or prosperity in life or enhancement in business. After that, the event of marriage will come. That's why not only on the position of Saturn in 5th house and 7th house and 10th house, but also depend upon the strength of Saturn. Suppose Saturn is exalted and position in 11th house, then also marriage may be delayed. So that to be discussed properly. How the planet combination is there. What is the effect of Shani Maharaj, the great planet of astrology? Without Saturn, there is nothing within the astrology or our discussions. No doubt wealth, Saturn-Venus combinations, aspected by Jupiter's, native gets huge wealth. Saturn-Mars combination, aspected by Jupiter, also giving wealth. Saturn-Ketu combination, aspected by benefic planet, also giving wealth. Saturn-Rahu combination, aspected by Jupiter, massive wealth. So wealth is there, but in the negative side also we have to choose what condition is there of planet combination, planet linking. Saturn-Rahu wealth. Again, Saturn-Rahu is the disease like that of cancer. Very much important. Saturn-Ketu giving wealth, no doubt. Saturn-Ketu very important for IT job. But Saturn-Ketu also very important for relationship with the elder brothers. So in this way, we have to analyze the chart. In the last portion, we are coming to the Jupiter-Saturn combination, the great one. When Jupiter combination is strong in the chart, either in government job or in private job or in his business or talented work or creative work, native must get success. Jupiter, Saturn conjunctions. So step by step we are coming to our discussion with the Kalpurush Kundali, and through the Kundali, we are making our point step by step. And the last one, we have to take the example chart of eminent persons to make the point more clarity. So now, first of all, we are coming to Kalpurush Kundali. Now, this is Kalpurush Kundali. We already in previous video we discussed position of Saturn in first house, second house, third house, the first Upachaya, fourth house, fifth house, second, sixth house, the second Upachaya, seventh house, Libra sign exalted, eighth house, the signification house of Saturn, ninth house, Saturn very much unique in the house of Dev Guru Brihaspati. Now, 10th house, here Saturn is again a strong Upachaya bhav. Here Saturn is the karmic positions, giving the native so much strength to get the stability in life, to reach the goal of life, to reach the destiny of life. 11th house, it is the house of success, profit, gain, social circle, elder brother, elder sisters. And also here with the networking, walking through the internet, and so many persons will be linked with the native. So 11th house Saturn is very important, not only the one of the best Upachaya bhav, but also the other phenomenon. So many combination, 11th house Saturn in Kalpurush Kundali Mool Trikona. Now Saturn is also important in 12th house, that is the Pisces sign. Pisces sign, Pisces lordship goes to Jupiter's. Actually this is the spiritual house. But when Saturn posited here with, Saturn also change its directions. Saturn's own characteristics will be there, but the spirituality of that house give more energy to the native. Now our first discussion is the static and dynamic Saturn. What is that? When Saturn is posited in D1 chart like that one, in first house, second house, third house, 7th house, 11th house, 10th house, etc. This is our static position in the birth chart, D1 chart. Also maybe in D9 chart, the strength of Saturn, Saturn is posited in Libra sign, in D9 chart or in Capricorn, that Saturn will be very strong. So D9 also a static chart. In D10 chart, we actually, when go into the depth analysis, which kind of job native would take. Here, Saturn is not only planet. Saturn here is the karma. But which planet is combined with the Saturns? That is giving the results. Suppose Saturn is combining with the Mercury, and Saturn is very strong. Native have the tendency, or native have the attitude. I have to stood in my life. That may be chartered accountant, that may be mathematicians, that may be engineers, that may be a big business giant. So Mercury is here. Saturn gives the direction of karma, but the planet with the Saturn is very much important. This is the second case. That may be Saturn Venus, that may be Saturn Jupiter, that may be Saturn Ketu, that may be Saturn Mars, that may be Saturn Moon also. Now coming to the second point. When we are coming to the Kalpurush Kundali, and suppose Saturn is posited in first house, And moon also posited in first house. Saturn moon conjunctions. Generally we are telling this joke. Or Saturn opposite to that 180-degree moon is posited. This joke. Not only that. In the connection with the moon or in the house of moon, that means Cancer sign. When Saturn is posited, native may be linked with so many people. Native may be a great leader, Jano Neta. Saturn moon combinations. We are coming to the chart of Srimati Indira Gandhi, ex-Prime Minister of India. Also the ex-President of USA, Barack Obama. And our present External Affairs Minister, Subramaniam Jaishankar. That will be revealed when we are coming to the example charts. Now we are sometime dealing about the marriage. Saturn is posited in 5th house. Saturn is posited in 7th house. Saturn is posited in 1st house. Then 7th house is affected by aspect or position of Saturn. No doubt. Also in 10th house. 10th house posited Saturn, 7th aspect, 8th aspect, 9th aspect, 10th aspect. Where the position of spouse, the position of partner, position of business, position of diplomacy. So Saturn is very much important in combinations. Generally in the moon house, that is Cancer sign, Cock Rasi, Saturn when posited, and it become famous, you already told. Now Saturn when coming to the 7th house of Libra sign, here is another point will be arised. Saturn very strong here with. This Libra sign may not be always in the 7th house, it may be in the 11th house also. But what happens? Native have the general tendency. I have to stand in my life. I have to get my required job. I have to spread my own business. So after that, native will think about his marriage. So Saturn makes marriage delay. And when 7th house Saturn is there, 5th house Saturn is there, that is different. 7th house Saturn couple making, proper couple making, which may not be under the separation of divorce. For that. Also from 5th house, third aspect in the 7th house. Native may be in love and romance in 5th house Saturn, but easily not success. So many years passing, relationship is there, but marriage is not there. 5th house Saturn. So, in D1 and D9, everywhere, that to be checked. And the planet of marriage, that is Venus and Jupiter, how it is posited in chart and how it is linked or combined with the Saturn, that is very important. Sometimes Saturn is posited in 7th house, Venus also posited in own house, but marriage delayed. Here is locking. Saturn Venus in 7th house Libra sign, owing to the strong ambition to reach that goal of life from any house. Here the marriage process takes time. So Saturn in D1, D9, D10, very important one. Now we have to think about the 5th house Saturn. It may be D1 chart, it may be D9 chart, it may be D7 chart, whatever may be. 5th house is the house of children. So the childbirth, and Saturn is posited here with 5th house, maybe own sign, friend sign, or exalted sign. Always the probability of miscarriage. Always the probability of delayed child, delayed birth of child, that will be theirs. If here, suppose Jupiter is posited in 11th house giving 7th aspect on the Saturn, that problem may be minimized. That means benefic planet when gives the aspect on Saturn in 5th house, native may cross over the struggle very easily. But a struggle will be there. Suppose in 5th house Saturn and Jupiter is posited, then what happens? Saturn, if it is in Capricorn sign, 5th house, Saturn is very strong, but Jupiter is in Capricorn debilitated. But result gives Jupiter, not the Saturn. Saturn is the actual karma, Saturn awakening the native to do his own duty. But which duty native will be done? That is the placement of Jupiter with Saturn. We are coming to the last point. So the analysis of the Kundali is very much difficult just by 1 or 2 planet positions. Now in our discussions throughout the Kalpurush Kundali, we already told the dynamic position of Saturn. D1, D9, D10 is the static. But what is dynamic? Gochor, transit. Suppose Saturn is posited in 5th house Capricorn sign. Over that, in a particular time, Jupiter is transiting. Native gets elevated in job, in business, in talented work, in creative work. So the dynamic Saturn is different from the static one. Other thing also may be appears. Suppose Saturn is posited in the 7th house and exalted in the birth chart, and over that, the time, transit, gochor, Rahu is transiting on that. Then what happens? If the other position of the planet strongly related with the Saturn, native may be a good businessman, getting so much wealth, maybe in the business of wine, liquor also. But if other planet not supporting, Saturn is getting ill aspect, Pap Kattari, and Rahu is transiting over Saturn, there is a 100% probability of disease like cancer. So just by seeing the static chart, D1, D9, D10, or other Soros-Borgio chart, we cannot go to the 100% analysis or predictions. We have to include the dynamic Saturn, the gochar, the transit. That's why it is so much important. On Saturn, which planet is transiting? And the planet is there, suppose Jupiter is there, Saturn is transiting. Both to be analyzed properly. Suppose Saturn is posited in 8th house and Ketu is transiting over that. So native may get wealth, but the family, the native's health may not be so much good. So the gochar, the transit is very important. Suppose Saturn in the first house in D1 chart, and Saturn over the Saturn, Jupiter is transiting in a particular year. In that case, native may get his government job. So for government job, Saturn, Ketu, Saturn, Rahu, very important when that connection is aspected by Jupiter or Sun. Sun, Saturn also had a particular conjunction, very important for wealth. If Sun, Saturn in the 10th house, native, so much wealth in native positions, but problem is that it is giving the aspect on the 4th house. One planet is malefic, other is cruel. So family atmosphere may not be conjugal. So this is the point of analysis. Just by seeing the planet, we cannot make the prediction correct. For correct prediction, what to do? We have to analyze whole chart. How Saturn is connected with Jupiter, how Jupiter is connected with Venus, and what is the Raj Yoga is there, and which Mahadasha and Antardasha is passing by. And Mahadasha, Antardasha, just like that, the transit, Gochor. When every analysis is there, then the actual result will come. So this is very important one. Sometime in the chart of doctors, Saturn and Ketu combinations. Saturn and Rahu combination also, when aspected by Mars, doctors may be a surgeon. So Saturn Ketu, Saturn Rahu, particular position makes a doctors, famous one. But depend on the environment of the zodiac sign and other planet combinations. The link with the Saturn, the karmic planet, position of Jupiter, Jupiter aspect. So this is a very important one. Saturn also gives the recognition. Generally in 5th house, whatever may be the sign, if it is Capricorn, Saturn is very strong. If it is Leo sign, that is also Saturn is strong, giving government job. When Saturn in 5th house, generally natives have the inherent tendency to get the recognition in his actual field. So that will be there if Saturn is singly posited here with. But if multiple planet is there, then Saturn restrict his working ability. But actual habits, actual work will be revealed from the second planet. That may be Venus, that may be Jupiter, that may be Rahu, that may be Ketu, any combination giving that type of thing. Now another point is coming. We are making Saturn position and sometimes in Raj Yoga exchange, suppose Saturn posited in the house of Jupiter, Sagittarius, and in the house of Capricorn, Saturn is, Jupiter is posited. So it is the exchange. Actually, particularly this is Dharma Karma Yoga. So that is very important. Which Raj Yoga is there? Exchange Raj Yoga, Dharma Karma Raj Yoga, any other Raj Yoga, Shasho Raj Yoga, all are to be included prior to giving the proper results of wealth, honor, rewards, punishment in life. So this is a very important point regarding the recognition of the native. Some peculiarity also will be there. Suppose Saturn is posited in 4th house, we already told, native may be great leaders. But native have the bindings towards his mother, since this is the house of mother. Native is so much thinking about his wellness of his mother. When in 4th house, Saturn is posited. That may be Cancer or may not be Cancers. Aspect of Moon may also become there. That is also important. So Saturn gives recognitions. Saturn also gives properties, wealth. Why? Suppose Saturn Mars conjunction in the 4th house. And Jupiter from 12th house giving fifth aspect on Saturn Mars. Native become landlord. Native become famous person in real estate business. So Saturn also giving wealth. We already told about the careers. We are generally predicting in 10th house Saturn is positive, native will be great position in career. Not so simple. In which zodiac sign Saturn is posited? Which planet is conjunction with Saturn? What aspect of planet, auspicious or inauspicious, come into the 10th house? And 10th house, Saturn and other planet posited in which constellations? That is also important. Nakshatra. So nakshatra getting importance. So to analyze the chart, why you are taking Saturn? Saturn already told vast planet, slow planet. So Saturn here is very important one. Coming to the example charts of Barack Obama, ex-president of United States of America, great diplomat, great leader throughout the world. Still, the vacant position of Barack Obama, the world is feeling that. So why the great leaders, Barack Obama? Our discussion is Saturn-Jupiter combinations. Saturn not simple here with. Saturn in the Capricorn sign, very strong. You can call it strongest one position. In general analysis, Jupiter is debilitated in Capricorn sign, no doubt. But debilitated Jupiter is more beneficial in modern world, modern times than exalted one. Here another point already is that the Jupiter debilitation is cancelled by the house lord, Saturn. And in our discussion, when Saturn is very strong with conjunction, Saturn gives the hard work, dedication, discipline. But what will be the actual work? That is the conjuncting, connecting planet. Here it is Jupiter's. That's why he is a great leader of USA and world forever. Barack Obama, the great leader, great thinker. Next, Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in Capricorn sign. Now in the 7th house of purple contact, it is Cancer sign. Cancer sign, here Sun Mercury making Buddha-Aditya joke. And Moon from the 5th house aspect in the 11th house of success. Moon is exalted here. So in this chart, Lagna Lord, very strong, Moon is very strong. So all the event of life having so much struggle but ultimate success in the life of Barack Obama. Also Rahu Mars in the 8th house may be negative, but here it is very much positive. Here what happens? Here Rahu and Mars giving the strong determinations, positive determinations, makes him to be the great leader, not only USA, but that of world. The best black leader of the world, Barack Obama, still his absence is perceived in present world. So this is owing to the Jupiter in the house of Saturn and that conjunctions. Already we told Jupiter-Saturn conjunction is highest important conjunction in life. Coming to the second example chart, Srimati Indira Gandhi, ex-Prime Minister of India, world famous leaders, having so much determinations in his life journey. Very strong lady. He is strong in mind, not allow her position in the foots of the others. Why? It is date of birth 19 November 1917, time of birth 23/11, Allahabad. This is the Cancer sign. Lordship goes to Moon, and Saturn is posited. The house of people, Saturn is there with conjunction 180 degree. That is Moon. Saturn posited in the house of Moon and Moon posited in the house of Saturn. The great Raj Yoga, Saturn Moon combination makes her the world famous leader. His determination, his foresight, the prophecy within him is very uncomparable. Saturn, Moon, very strong. Exchange Raj Yoga. So great leadership quality is there. The supporting in the chart, the Jupiter, the wisdom, the wiseness in the 11th house. In the 5th house, the sun, the talent, the competitions, vitality is there. Sun, Jupiter at 180 degree with Mercury makes the chart very strong. Jupiter is wisdom, Mercury is intelligence, and Sun is the talent. All are there within the chart of Srimati Indira Gandhi. Her speech is very strong. World leader always thinking what the great lady are telling about. It is the second position, Leo sign. Mars is posited. The great speech of Srimati Indira Gandhi. Not only that, in this chart, Venus Rahu conjunction in the Sagittarius sign, making him very hard worker, dedicated, disciplined, and getting too much wealth, too much prosperity, too much honor, too much rewards in life. Coming to the last chart but not the least, Subramaniam Jaishankar, famous External Affairs Minister of India. Date of birth 9th January 1955. Time of birth 205. Place of birth New Delhi. What happens in this chart? Saturn in Libra sign getting the majesty, and it is exalted, Saturn, giving 7th aspect on the people contact. 8, 9, 10th aspect with conjunction with Jupiter, the wiseness. So Saturn position is very important. When Saturn is strong, native's mind inherently, I have to stand in my life. I have to fight to cross over the struggle. This is the Saturn. That Saturn is in the S. Jaishankar birth chart in the Lagna. Actually, Saturn is the lordship of 4th house. 4th house in Kalpurush Kundali, you think about the Cancer sign, lordship goes to Moon. So 4th house also relate with the Lagna. 4th house is leadership. 4th house is people contact. 4th house is friend circle. 4th house is luxury, comfort. All are there in the life of Subramaniam Jaishankar, External Affairs Minister of India. Now Jupiter is exalted in the 10th house of profession, getting additional strength. Jupiter seventh aspect on Mercury. Jupiter Mercury 180 degree. Jupiter is wisdom. Jupiter is wiseness. Jupiter is wealth. Mercury is intelligence, talent, cleverity. All are there in the diplomatic work of Subramaniam Jaishankar. Another case is that Sun in the third house, first Upachaya Bhav, with Rahu. Sun is very strong, making the native a creative person one. And Sun giving seventh aspect on Moon and vice versa. So Sun-Moon conjunction is there within the chart of, D1 chart of Subramaniam Jaishankar. Not only that, in the sixth house, day-to-day work, Pisces sign, Mars is posited, very strong. Is too much hard work, too much dedicated, too much discipline, too much laboriousness. All are there. Though the discipline is coming from the third house Sun, which is aspecting the ninth house of fortune, but Saturn makes him structured one, world famous one, activity, hard work, it is there. Which type of work will be there? That is coming from the 10th house Jupiter. It is also relates with the Saturn 10th aspect coming to the Jupiters. So that Jupiter Saturn conjunction also in the Subramaniam Jaishankar chart, but with respect to aspect. And both Jupiter is exalted, Saturn is exalted. So he is not satisfied with this simple work, always thinking, I will be the greatest of my nations, not only that, of world also. This is the great chart of Subramaniam Jaishankar, where Saturn is exalted, also that of Jupiter.